Vishnu Gururdevo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishache Bhavarogina Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Harihi Om Nahi Gnanena Sadrusham Pavitram Miha Vidyate Tatsvayam Yoga Samsiddha Kalenatmani Vindati Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnau Brahmanahutam Brahmena Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina Harihi Om. The path of knowledge is the quickest because it's instantaneous. The path of devotion is the easiest, while the path of action is the most practically relevant, practically relatable. If I say the sky is blue, then that is stating the obvious. All the Mahavakyas of the Upanishads are like that. When you say Tattvamasi, it is not telling you have to do something to get there. It is saying you are already that. It's very similar to saying the sky is blue, the water is cold. But we are more interested on the path in things like, how do I get rid of my karma? You see, the do is already there. We are more interested in doing things because doing is what our conditioning is. We are conditioned in this life that to get something, I have to do something. Or when I do something, I will get something. So even in meditation, we ask, what do I do in meditation? So anything that has got a pathway drawn out for you, you move from this point to that point, you reach from here to there, that is very practically relevant for us because we can relate to that very easily. Because in every field of our life, we act in this way. But when they say, see, there is no water in the mirage, that's an obvious thing. So when knowledge clicks in you, it is not, oh, I have reached. It's that, wow, yes. It is discovering that which is already there. To see the thing that is very obvious, you need the eyes of awareness. Gnana Chakshu, it says, because we are only seeing with the eyes of the mind. Do you see in our day-to-day life, what are we dealing with? Only names and forms, with objects. How much time we are dealing with space? The space, which is the most obvious thing, we are not aware of it. Unless you become aware, the space just stays as a background. You notice the changes in the objects, in the matter, but the space which is holding everything, you keep missing constantly. And in meditation, what do? You drop all the names and forms and move from matter to space, from the objects to the space. Isn't it? So, this is called as the royal secret. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. It's good to revisit things. Once somebody asked Guruji, does knowledge change with time? He said, no, knowledge does not change, but your understanding of knowledge changes. As your faculties become more and more settled, more and more purified of the impressions, things become more and more clear for you. Yeah? So what is this secret and what is this royal thing? So anything that is royal means you need to be qualified to receive it. It is not given away to everybody. So a qualified person can only understand this. is only eligible to receive it and actually perceive it the way it is supposed to be. And why is this a secret? One type of secret is that which it comes out is embarrassing, so you keep it a secret. It's a secret associated with shame and embarrassment. Another type of secret is a secret which is kept it because it is so sacred that if it is given out easily, it is completely misunderstood or not understood at all. This is the second type of secret, something which is very obvious, but something which is life transforming. But to actually receive this, you need to be qualified. Qualified in the sense you need to have your impressions minimized. You need to have a more sattvic outlook towards life and a more sattvic discipline in your attitude to life. Then it becomes easy to realize this. Krishna speaks about this Brahman, non-dual self, in the second chapter itself. He says, Arjuna, what are you worried about? Going to kill these people? No, you're only going to destroy their bodies. What they really are, it can't be destroyed. One who thinks I'm going to kill and one who thinks I will be killed are both mudhas. They both don't know what they are saying. But then he has to tone down because Arjuna doesn't get it and he goes through. And now after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chapters, now in the 9th chapter again he goes back to the same. He puts it back, the pure Advaitic concept of divinity, the Brahman, as the ultimate, as the only reality. But then he hides it among so many other things also which he says. So he tells Arjuna, I'm going to tell you a secret. This is a great royal secret. And I'm telling to you this to you, why? Because you are very dear to me. And not only that, you are Anasuya. Anasuya is somebody who does not find fault. See, when you see something great or beautiful, do you appreciate it or do you try to find a fault in it? Do you see what I mean? When somebody with whom you are not going along well gets something precious, then you try to downplay it. Do you see this? You're trying to find a fault. Oh, I know how this person got it. This must not be this way. You don't sincerely appreciate the greatness in everybody around you. One who is able to appreciate the greatness, not associating with it with individuals, he is called Anasuya. So Krishna tells Arjuna, Arjuna, you are got the talent to appreciate what I'm going to give. And you are very dear to me. For these two reasons, I'm going to give you this beautiful knowledge, which is also a secret. And once you know this, what happens? You become free from the inauspicious. Yet jnatva mokshase ashubhat. That which is not auspicious, that which is miserable, you'll become free from that by knowing this knowledge. And then he says, I'm not going to give this to everybody, because one who does not trust this, one who has got no faith in what I'm doing and does not engage in what I'm going to tell, what happens to them? Aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. They will not attain me. They will never attain divinity. They may be going to temples and churches and mosques and roaming around doing all sorts of things, but they will never attain to me because they don't understand who I really am. And then Mrityu samsara vartmani. They keep on rotating in this cycle of birth and death. So it's very important, Arjuna, you listen to this carefully and understand, because by listening to this, two things happen. You'll be free from the cycle of birth and death, and you will be free from misery. Moksha se ashubhat. And then he straight away drops the secret. What is the secret?
Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavasthitah.
The entire creation is hidden in me in an unmanifest form. Avyakta Murtina. See, existence has a manifest form and an unmanifest form. Yeah? See, in the space all around you, there are so many objects. At one point, those objects were not there. Now they are there. At one point, they will decay and move away. Whatever is manifested, whatever is material, goes through changes. It appears, it changes, it grows, it decays, and then it disappears. But where was it before it appeared, and where will it be after it disappears? So Krishna says, all this creation is in me as unmanifest at all times. First point. Then he says, Matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshu vasita. All beings are in me, but I am not in anything. So this is a very cryptic message. We are all grown up thinking that God is in us, God is in everything. He says, the creation is in me, but I am not in any of the beings. What does this mean? The creation, what we understand as this material existence, Krishna is saying it is non-existent. What exists is only me as pure consciousness, and in me everything is potentially present. But I am not present in the object because it is anyway non-existent. It is only an appearance. You will go to it in the next shloka, he says. So, creation or the material existence potentially is in me. All beings are in me by that context, but I am not in anything. I am not in any beings because the beings actually do not exist. What exists is only the pure consciousness. Are you getting what he's saying? The consciousness is undivided, unmanifested at all times, and that is the only reality. That is the truth. But it appears as material existence. And whatever it appears, it is sourced from this Brahman itself. So, all that appears is in me, but I am not in them because they actually do not exist.
न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थो ममात्मा भूतभावनः.
He says, actually, Arjuna, even the beings don't exist in me. It appears as if they exist. It appears that the beings are created, sustained, and dissolved. It appears as if there is a creator, there is a sustainer, and there is a destroyer, but that is also not true. Why does it appear as true? Because of Yogam Aishwaram. The word Aishwaram comes from the word Ishvara. Now, in the Upanishads, there is a difference between Brahman and Ishvara. Brahman is the unmanifested pure consciousness which is attributeless. But Ishvara is that aspect of Brahman which is tainted with Maya. Chaitanya plus Maya together become Ishvara. And this Ishvara, because of Maya being tainted on it, has attributes, is given a name and a form, has got good and bad. The duality appears in the Ishvara. In the Brahman there is no duality, but in the Ishvara there is good, bad, dharma, adharma, all these things come. And this power of the Ishvara is called as Yoga Maya. So it says, because of this Yoga Maya, Yoga Maishwaram, it appears there is a creator, there is a destroyer, there is a sustainer. It appears that all the beings are here, but it's actually not true. What exists is only pure consciousness. And even if it exists, it appears in me, it is not created by me. I am not the creator of all these things. I have got no relation to it. This you can also consider as the two aspects, the material existence and the spiritual existence, the self and the body mind. It says the body mind does not exist, appears as if it exists. What exists is only the self. And even if it exists, the self is not creating it, and self is not connected to it either. There is no relationship between the self. See, this is why it's called secret. It's very cryptic, and you have to be really very alert to understand what he's saying. And he gives an example. What is the example?
यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गोमान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय.
Air is enclosed in the sky. What is the relationship between air and the sky? Did the sky create the air? Or in what way is the sky and the air related? He said, absolutely, the sky did not create the air, and there is no relationship between the sky and the air also. And he says, similarly, in the same way, creation exists in me, but I've got nothing to do with it. I've got no interest in it. I've got no role to play in it. See, when you see a projector in a movie, the light comes through, but in that light, the images are there. Okay, basically it is just light, but when the light hits the screen, it appears as if there are characters, there are images. So the same pure consciousness, as it passes through the mind, it gets the manifested appearance. But what is it really? It is just that energy, the pure consciousness. And now he tones down a bit. So this is the secret is done. This is all that the royal secret is. What is the secret? What exists is only Brahman. It is undivided, unmanifested, does not create anything, it does not destroy anything, it is not engaged in anything. In the Brahman, creation may appear. Why does it appear? Because of Yoga Maya. Because of this Maya itself, Brahman is perceived as Ishvara. Ishvara is an attributed God, a God with attributes. Well, Brahman has got no attributes. Similarly, everything in the existence is given attributes. So all this creation, which is material, which has got attributes, which is subject to change, is an appearance in the consciousness because of Yoga Maya. I am the screen. On me, when the light hits, it appears as if there are images. And just like the air in the sky is not related to the sky, or nor is it created by the sky, the creation is neither created by me, nor I am interested or related to it. Now he then starts saying other things. Now he says, okay, this is for somebody who can understand this. So if you don't understand this, you don't really get what I am saying. Now it will just dilute a little bit more. Now he says,
सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम् प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः भूतग्राममिमं कृत्स्नम् अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात्.
so if you believe in this material existence, if you think it is true, then he says, see how it is happening. I am not creating, I am got no role to play. But how is this creation running by itself? He says, yes, it is running by itself because it has got inherent nature. Inherent guna and karma are there. Under their influence, what happens at the beginning of the sarga, the creation appears, and as the sarga ends, when the pralaya happens, it dissolves itself. And then depending upon the impressions it has created during its existence, it reappears again. He says, Krutsnam avasham prakruter vashat. It is not in my control what comes and what goes, what happens to each matter. It is dependent on its own nature, prakruter vashat, its own nature, however it is, it appears and stays and disappears. I am not doing any of these. Then what do I do?
न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तमचेतसः asaktam teshu karmasu.
Udasena vadasenam asaktam teshu karmashu. These actions, first of all, are not related to me. The actions which are happening in the material realm of existence. That is which is happening in the body and the mind. The self is saying, what is happening in the body and the mind? Do not bind me, do not touch me. Nacha mam tani karmani nibbaddanti. They don't bind me, they don't affect me. At the same time, what do I do when they are happening? Udasinavat asaktaha asinam. Asaktaha means disinterested. Udasina is indifferent. The self is indifferent and disinterested in whatever is happening in the body and mind. The divine in its purest form is not bothered about what is happening in the material aspect of existence. See, this is completely contrary to our understanding. The God maintains law and order. When adharma happens, God takes a avatara and comes and sets the dharma right. God is the creator, He is the sustainer, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all this we say. Here He is saying it, negating everything, says nothing doing. It is running by itself. All the matter, first of all, does not exist, he says. If you think it exists, I've got nothing to do with it. You coming and praying to me to get your head right, leg right, getting your job, all these things has got nothing to do because I've got no role to play. It's all happening by your own karmas, your own actions, your own gunas. So keep me out of it.
Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajananto mama bhutamaheshwaram.
Bhuta Maheshwaram. Bhuta is the elements, the matter. Bhuta Maheshwaram is one who is beyond the elements, one who has mastery over the elements, one who cannot be bound by the elements. He's saying, I am Bhuta Maheshwaram. I am not the body and mind. But the fools think that I am body and mind. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanu mashritam. Only the fools and the ignorants think that I am this body and the mind. They try to fix me to a body and the mind, and they try to identify and worship me through the body and the mind. But I am not that. The body and the mind is finite, is limited by matter, but I am Bhuta Maheshwaram. I am beyond the matter. Param Bhavam Ajananto. They are not aware of my true existence, which is beyond the matter. I am just pure consciousness.
Moghasha mogha karmano mogha jnana vichetasa rakshasi masurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha.
Mogha means futile. The efforts are useless. Moghasha, mogha karmano, mogha gnana vichetasaha. When your mind is deluded with this notion that the body mind or the material existence is the only reality, then your desires are futile, your efforts are futile, your knowledge is corrupted. Mogha asha, mogha karmano, mogha gnana. Rakshasim, Asurim, Chaiva Prakritim. This type of existence is a very low level of existence. Holding on to the material world and sticking on with the body mind reality and living in it as if it is the only reality is a very low level of existence. Mohinim Shritaha. It is based in delusion. And then is there some other way to see this existence?
Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajantyananyamanaso jnatva bhutadimavyayam.
There are people who are called Mahatmas. Mahatmas are the wise people, people with wisdom. What do? Bhutadim avyayam gnatva. They are having known and realized that I am imperishable, avyayam and bhutadim, beyond the matter. Ananyam manaso bhajanti ma. Constantly repose in me. Constantly dwell in me as a spirit, not as the body and the mind. They don't give too much importance to the material aspect of existence, but stay with the spatial aspect, the spiritual component of this existence, which is Brahman in pure unmanifest form. Daivi prakriti mashritaha. They dwell on the true aspect of the divinity in this existence, which is pure unmanifested consciousness, which is imperishable and which is beyond the matter. And these people are called Mahatmas.
तपाम्यहमहं वर्षं न गृह्णास्युत्सृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च सदसच्चाहमर्जुन.
Now he comes even one step lower now. Okay, even this you don't get. Okay, let me try a different way of telling you. So here he is saying, okay, if this material world is very real for you, and you cannot get your head across that this is just an appearance. I am telling you everything is energy, but through the mind it appears as matter. Like the light waves appear as images on the screen. But if you think, no, it is real, they are true images, there are true people, everything is very real and concrete here, then he says, if you consider that, then stop seeing duality in them, stop separating things. What things? He says, tapami aham varsha aham nigrishnami utsrujami cha. He says, if you want to see me in the world, see me as included in the opposites. I am extreme heat, I am also the cool rain. I am the one who gives, I am also the one who takes it away. I am the immortal nectar, I am also the finite mortal death. I am Sat, I am Asat. I am matter as well as spirit. I am the true reality as well as the relative reality. He says, okay, if you are going to go by this way and say, you know what, Krishna, I don't understand whatever you said so far. For me, this world is real. You have to show me a way through this. He says, okay, if you want to go through this in this way, then you have to accept the opposites and go move through. Don't segregate, don't compartmentalize life. Know that all that you call good, all that you call bad is both me only. Even the curse is from me, even the boon is from me. Even the cool sun, the cool rain is from me, the hot sun is also from me. Death is also from me, life is also given by me. I am the one who gives you prosperity and name and fame and success. I am also the one who is supposed to take it away. And having this equanimity in the mind, how do I proceed in the material world?
त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः पूतपापा यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम् अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान्.
If this material world is true for you, then at least engage in the world as prescribed by the scriptures. Trividya, in the three Vedas, what is prescribed as the right action to do, which is also called as the Karma Kanda. So follow the Karma Kanda of the Vedas and whatever yajnas have been prescribed there. Yajnai Rishtva Somapaha. By engaging in the yajnas, drink the nectar of the divine Soma, which is also called the fruit of the yajnas. And what happens with that? Puta Papa, your negative impressions, the Papa karmas will be erased. Punya Masadya, your good karmas will increase. And what will you do with that? Surendra Lokam Ashnate. You will attain to the abode of the divine, the Indras, the heaven. You will attain to the heaven. And what will you do in heaven? Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. The greatest of the pleasures will be presented to you. You go and enjoy. Why do you want this world? Because you think This world gives me joy, or I want to take joy from this. If this is your attitude, then engage in the actions as prescribed in the Vedas, in the Karma Kanda, which will enhance your good karma quotient, the punya quotient. And with that punya, you attain to the heaven and get to experience all the greatest pleasure which you are seeking.
ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम् क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते.
Now, okay, you have gained some merit, some punya, you are enjoying the pleasures in the Swarga. Is it eternal? No. Once your punya is diminished, then your place there is also taken away and you are thrown back into the mortal world. Martya lokam vishanti. You are sent back to the bhumi again as a human being. Then what do? Then again you follow what is given in the scriptures, follow those karmas which is prescribed by you, again increase your good karma, again go there and again enjoy and again come back. So by doing this, what is happening? You are just fulfilling your desires and going and coming, going and coming. So if you believe in this material world and you want to seek prosperity in this world, know that this will give you prosperity, this will give you pleasures, but this will not bring you freedom from the circle of life and death. You will have to keep coming and going, coming and going. If you are okay with that, that's fine. You can stay there.
अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम् ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्.
Now he gives this reassurance. What does he say? If you can worship me as a spirit, that is fine. If you can't worship me as a spirit, if you want to worship me as matter, that is also fine. Ananya chintayantoma. As long as you uninterruptedly keep your focus on me, in whatever way you perceive me, either as a formless spirit or as a God with name and form, Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. I will make sure that you get what you are desiring. You want to worship me in the material aspect, you are seeking prosperity and good health, good wealth, good relationships, all these things. That is kshema. That I will give it to you. On the other hand, if you are dwelling in me as pure space, as Brahman, as something beyond matter, then you will attain liberation. That is yoga. So, however you worship me, I will make sure that you will get what you are looking for. So, here basically what he's saying is ask yourself what you are seeking in life. Are you seeking freedom or are you seeking prosperity? If you are seeking prosperity, he says, follow the karma kanda as prescribed by the Vedas and I will make sure you will get it. If you are seeking liberation, then get into meditation, get into self-inquiry, and through that you will attain to it. In both ways, I will support you, but you decide what you want and where you want to go.
यान्ति देवव्रता देवान् पितॄन्यान्ति पितृव्रताः भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्य यान्ति मध्याजिनोऽपि माम्.
One who wants siddhis in life, one who wants supernatural powers, those should pray to the devas. One who wants to respect and honor their pitrus, they are very much interested in their pitrus, they will go to pitrulokas by worshipping them. One who wants prosperity, they will get prosperity by worshipping the particular yakshas or gandharvas or kinnaras, the material things. But one who worships me in my true essence will attain me. Madhyajino apimam. One who wants only me, he will attain me. So whatever you want, you will get. Don't worry. Be focused on it and give your 100% into it. And then he says, when you worship me, when you worship the divine, when you surrender to the divine, what is more important is the feeling from which you worship, is not the technique of worshiping. When you engage in rituals, don't get lost in the complexity of actually the process of this. Give more importance to the bhava from where you are making this worship happen.
पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयं यो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्त्युपहृतम् अश्नामि प्रयतात्मनः.
So he says, don't worry too much about getting all the rituals in the right way and to do it. If you want to worship me in the name and form, and if you are got no access to the exact way and people and the resources to do it in that way, don't worry. Anything you give with love, I will accept. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Just to give me a leaf or a flower or a fruit or just even water is enough. As long as you give it to how? Bhaktya prayachati. As long as you offer it to me with full love and devotion, that is good enough. You make a sankalpa in your mind what you want and just offer a leaf or a flower or a water, whatever is feeling. If you can't get anything, just make the offering in your mind. That is good enough and you will attain to what you want.
यत्करोषि यदश्नासि यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत् यत्तु पश्यति कौन्तेय तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्.
He says, okay, you can't even do this. You say, I don't have time to do any rituals, I'm a very busy person. Then he says, okay, whatever you are doing, offer that to me. Tat kurushva madarpanam. Whatever you are doing, what your actions, what you are doing, what you are eating, what the rituals you are engaging in, what charity you are giving, and what tapas or sadhana you are doing, just say everything is offered to you, O God, and then do it. That is also good enough. And in fact, this is much better. Why is it better?
शुभाशुभफलैरेवं मोक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनैः सन्न्यासयोगयुक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि.
Here he moves from action towards devotion path. He says, when you do everything with complete surrender, offering everything to me, saying that, you know what, whether I am successful or I am a failure, it's up to you, it's your will. Whether I am healthy or unhealthy, whether I am happy or unhappy, everything is your prasada. Everything I surrender to you, everything I offer to you. When you be in this state of existence, what happens? Shubha Shubha Falaireva Mokshase Karma Bandhanai. See, bondage is not just unpleasantness, pleasantness is also bondage. Just imagine in your life there are no troubles at all. You got a wonderful body, wonderful health, excellent family members around, great work, good amount of money, respectability, everything is there. Then do you want to leave this world? You want to hold on to it even more tightly because all that you want it's coming from there. Even though it's a dream life, what is happening? So you are bound by the prosperity as well. Do you see what I am saying? So he is saying, whether you are bound by a golden chain or an iron chain, chain is a chain only. So even the good karmas are binding, bad karmas are also binding. As long as you have good karmas in your account, you will have to go to the Swarga and enjoy the pleasures. And when they exhaust, you have to come back again, depending upon. So when you do everything as an offering, then you are not even the doer. You are only a medium of action. You are only a nimitta. And because of that, what happens? Moksha se karma bandhanaihi. You are free from the consequences of those actions because you have left them to me. It is as if I am doing them. And this is called real sannyasa. What is a true sannyasi? A true sannyasi is one who does as a witness without a sense of doership. He engages in the world completely but without a sense of doership as an offering to the divine. And what does the sannyasi get? Mam upeshyasi vimukto. He lives freely and he attains to me. Vimuktaha. He is the one who attains freedom by not holding on to anything as me and mine. At the same time, he attains to me. Mam upeshyasi.
समोऽहं सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्.
See, he is moved from that corner to this corner now. Initially, he said, I am not in any beings. No beings are in me also. And now he is saying, one who prays to me with devotion, I am in him and he is in me. Says, I don't discriminate between people. Oh, he is a rich person, he is a poor person, he is a sinner, he is a pious person. None of these exist. All these are actions limited to the body and the mind, and these actions depend upon the guna and the karma. I've already told I've got nothing to do with it. So these things don't matter to me at all. All that is essential is, do you dwell in me with full devotion? And if you dwell in me with full devotion, either as matter or as spirit, then know that I am in you and you are in me.
अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते मामरण्यभाक् साधुरेव स मन्तव्यः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः. क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शश्वच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
So in the world, don't discriminate. I don't discriminate anybody. You also don't discriminate somebody as a good person, as a bad person, durachari. Even if he is a durachari or a adharmi, the moment he dwells in me, in that very moment, he has become a sadhu. Sadhureva samantavya. Treat him as if he is a sadhu. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma. Just by dwelling on me, even the most unholy person immediately becomes holy. Shashvatam shantim negachati. He attains to eternal peace by dwelling on me in my truest essence. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. Arjuna, know this, this is my promise. My devotee will never be destroyed, will never suffer. So here he summarized the devotional path as well. He said, okay, for devotion also you need duality, me and God. If you can't live away from this, you think God is separate from you, God is away from you, God is higher than you, God is better than you, then dwell in me with full surrender. When you dwell in me in full surrender, then I will look after you, Yogakshema. Not only that, I will promise you that you will never be lost, you will never be let on your own. You will always be there to look after you.
किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणाः पुण्या भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा अनित्यमसुखं लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व माम्.
Even people who are engaged in wrongdoing in the world, they instantly can become pure by being devoted to me. And what about somebody like you, Arjuna, who are such a great warrior, or Brahmanas who are constantly following the Vedic prescriptions? For them, it is even more easy. So don't run away from the world, but be aware that the material aspect of the world is a falsity, is an appearance. But if you want to get something out of it, go engage fully. But know that whatever you get is transient and there is no joy in the world. Anityam, asukam, lokam, imam prapya, bhajasvamam. You want to get anything? No, go engage in everything. You want pleasures, you want fame, you want success, you want to do this, you want to do all this. But do this knowing that this is anitya and asukha. This is neither permanent nor it is going to give you a lasting joy. It is only a wastage of effort. The same effort you engage in me and you will attain to me immediately.
Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam atmanam matparayanaha.
So, knowing that the world will neither give me joy nor what I get from it is permanent, what should you do? Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mat parayanaha mameva ishyasi yuktatva eva mama atmanam. He says every aspect of your existence you make it move through me. Let your thoughts be directed towards me. Let your actions be directed towards me. Let your intentions be towards me, getting me. Bow down when you worship, your worship be directed towards me. Let your speech, mat parayanaha, whatever you sing and the glories, let it be about me. Yuktatvaiva atmanam. Engage your spirit in me as well. Then what happens? Mam eva eshyasi. Desire only me and you will get only me. So you see, if he moved from the entire spectrum, he gives here, he reaches out to all types of people. He just told the secret in 2 shlokas and said, I am just pure consciousness. All this name, form, the actions, behavior, they're all just appearances as they are moving through the mind. It is because of the Yoga Maya, Yoga Maishwaram. Because of that appears that there is creation, there is sustenance, there is dissolution, the duality, everything is a part of Maya. But if you don't understand that, then know that yes, if the creation exists, it is running on its own algorithm. I have got nothing to do with it. I neither control it nor I have created it. You don't get that also. You think I am from which it is all happening, then engage in me. How? Through the yajnas as prescribed in the Vedas. Do the prescribed actions and then whatever you desire, give it to me as sankalpa. I will make sure you get to them. You don't know how to do the rituals as prescribed in the Vedas? Then just surrender to me. All actions offer to me and then be with me in body, mind, and spirit. That is good enough as well. But while you move around in this material world, which is illusory and dreamlike, know that it is anityam and asukam. There is no real joy in there and it is temporary. Knowing this, play in the world. And the other times, what do? While even playing in the world, you engage in me constantly. Keep me in your mind, keep me in your actions, direct your emotions towards me, think about me, talk about me, and then desire me, and then you will get me alone. Okay? See, this goes so well with what we discussed last week, the creation by what Yoga in Yoga Vasishta tells Rama. He tells the same thing. Rama says, tell me about creation. What does he say? He says, what do I tell to you, Rama, about which does not exist in the first place? How can I describe something which is non-existent? Then he says, okay, you don't get it. Then you see that the creation is an appearance in the existence. And then he says, if you don't get that, also know that this creation is very transitory. It does not stay forever. Along the same path, Krishna also moves. He tells you the secret, and then he says, if you're really qualified and eligible and pure, you will get it. If you don't get it, okay, don't be disappointed. You do this. You can't do this, do this. You can't do this, you do this. So he gives you all options and says, I don't exclude anybody. I don't discriminate between anybody. Everybody is same, is as dear to me. One person is more, no more or no less. Everybody is equally dear to me. All you have to do is engage in me with love, and I will make sure your desires are fulfilled. As long as once you got a clear grasp of what is truth and what is untruth, at least what is untruth, if you become aware, then you won't dwell too much energy on it. You don't give too much importance to it. You just give as much time as needed to it and then move on. And then find every excuse to be in knowledge, to be in meditation, to be in sadhana, to be in the company of the divine, in the company of the wise people and the enlightened. Focus your energy on that. Focus your energy on your sadhana, on the company, on the discipline you need to maintain to keep your faculties pure, and then you see all your little desires will get fulfilled. I hear people talk about miracles. People talk in terms of Guru's grace and talk about all small little things. The Guru has come into your life to uplift you from samsara, not to clear your challenges in samsara. Krishna has already told you what is happening in the material is none of my business. I neither created it, nor it is happening because of it, nor have got a solution to it. If you want to impose it on me, that's up to you. The grace is something which will lift you above, which will take you beyond the mind, beyond the Maya. That is why the Guru is there in the life, to help you to cross the ocean of samsara, to take you across the Maya. Okay? Hmm? Jai Gurudev. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरिः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः